Several months ago, I had a rather tense exchange with one of the biggest podcasters who was a Christian. I was privileged to be on his podcast, and I had known of him for a while, and I had the chance of meeting him, and finally, I had the chance to speak to him. That conversation got a bit confrontational. That conversation came full circle on why he was cohabitating with his fiance and not married. And so I asked him, when you gonna make an honest woman out of her? When is that moment coming? And to his credit, but before we get into that, guys, my name is Ruslan, and this channel exists to encourage, empower, and inspire you to live a life that blesses God. On this channel, we drop podcast clips and topics that are a little too spicy for the main channel. So if you're new here or if you're not new here, please make sure you're subscribed here too, as we're edging on 250,000 subscribers, and huge majority of you guys that watch this channel, unfortunately, are not subscribed. All right, let's jump into the video. To his credit, ladies and gentlemen, my man George Janko tied the knot. George Janko tied the knot, ladies and gentlemen. It is official. Him and his amazing wife are officially married. I can't wait to show you guys this. I thought this was very special. They just put out this trailer. He said, we couldn't wait any longer. Couldn't wait any longer. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful moment that they just celebrated with the world. So we're going to look at this reaction. All props, congratulations, blessings to the Jankos. All right. So happy for them. We had a great conversation. Folks have been kind of telling him, I heard there's a lot of folks that have been coming up to him and telling him, like, y'all need to just go ahead and get married. You need to go ahead and get married. And there's a special appearance by another well-known public Christian apologist. You know it's a baller move when you got Cliff to marry you. That's incredible. So finally, they got married. It looks like this is in their backyard. So congratulations. Come on. Come on. Let me turn that down before we get hit with the copyright. Let's go. I think that's his pops. George Janko. Officially married. How awesome is this? Yeah, it looks like a pretty intimate ceremony. Put out this little trailer. And yeah, this was a ongoing conversation. I mean, listen, George is one of those guys that him, Bell, publicly walking out their faith in front of the whole world, right? As they're figuring out what sanctification is, they're publicly walking it out. And they're honest with you guys. Listen, we still are dealing with, fornicating, and we're still dealing with these things. And as they're walking this out, people are telling them, hey, you can't just keep living like this. And so I'm so proud of these two for getting married, for tying the knot, for doing. Okay, real quick, I need you to know about something that is going to expire October 11th, and I don't want you to miss it. As we come out of a tumultuous and divisive election season, it is my heart that we can be the hands and feet of Jesus and live a life that blesses God. And that is why we are having the first ever in-person Bless God Summit, the solution to the culture war. To not just be Christians who are reactionary to whatever is going on, but to live a better story and build better culture. And to be the solution to the culture war, I've brought in some of your favorite YouTubers, podcasters, speakers, and apologists to equip us by speaking at this 3-day event. This isn't going to be like the typical Christian conference, as we'll be doing something that is interactive, social, and giving us an opportunity to connect with each other and some of the speakers and performers. And this is all happening March 27th, 28th, and 29th at the beautiful Westin Spa and Resort in Carlsbad, California. The good news is we got the prices down to the bare bones to make sure that our day one supporters can get a bit of a discount so you can bring your whole family. Now, the bad news is this price is only available until October 11th. So don't miss the best time to get your tickets and go to blessgodsummit.com now. For doing the thing before the whole world, because I think people have seen George and Bell publicly walk in the process of sanctification and get consecrated and really get aligned with God's ways of relationships and marriage. And I'm so happy that this is public. He was public about, struggling with sexual immorality, and now they're married. And I from my understanding, they got amazing people around him. He has amazing counsel around him, people that speak into his life, people that can pastor him. And this is incredible. So I wanted to give props to George Janko. I wanted to give props to Bell. I want to give props to the entire families, everybody represented here. This made my my week, if I'm honest with you guys. I think this is super cool. I've had friends like this that have been going through it, that they just culturally, they just know what they know, They know to, there's nothing wrong with cohabitating. There's nothing wrong with living together. And then when you're coming into the faith, people are like, wait a minute, no, there's a different standard if you're going to claim the name of Jesus. There's a different standard if you're going to claim the name Jesus. God has a better way than we do for how we are to live. And so that could be difficult for people, just from a cultural standpoint. And so the question becomes, how do we have those conversations with people who are newer to the faith, with people that are professing Jesus, professing their love for the God, professing their love for the scriptures, but they're not all the way there yet? How do we have those conversations? And so hopefully George continues repping Jesus unapologetically, and hopefully we continue as a community of Christians that engage, continue being full of grace and truth, because Jesus came full of grace and truth. He didn't come to condemn because the world was already condemned. He came to redeem. He came to restore. He came to reconcile. He came to make all things new again. He came to make sure that people had an option to come back to God. And so I love that we're seeing George live this out. I love that before the whole world, he's being bold. And I think God's not finished. I think God's just getting started. And so it's like crazy to see how much growing George Janko has done in the last year. I'm super proud of that dude. I think a lot of stuff, it's easy to point out the people that are doing stuff wrong. It's easy to point out the celebrity that's not walking with Jesus or saying something incongruent or inconsistent. That stuff is easy. I want to create a culture where we celebrate people for doing the right thing, because there's a bunch of Georges behind the scenes. There's a bunch of George Jankos and Bells behind the scenes that you guys don't know, that they're walking through that process in real time. They just don't have a platform, and they're saying, I'm done living my way. I'm going to walk and do things Jesus' way. I'm done living with my girlfriend. I'm going to, like, there's that's happening behind the scenes, and it's awesome. And I want to celebrate those things. I want to celebrate when people say, you know what, I'm going to do it God's way. I want to celebrate when people say, hey, I thought I knew better, but you know what? My eyes have been opened and the scales fell, and I'm locked in, man. It's Team Jesus. I'm going to do it Jesus' way all across my life. And so, yeah, props to George Janko, props to Bell Janko officially. I think it's so I think it's so awesome. And so hopefully we get to hang out again soon. I got to actually be out his way pretty soon here, so I'm going to circle back with him. But I just wanted to highlight, that really blessed me. I saw that. I was like, come on, man. Let's go. Let's go. Thanks so much for checking out the video. Comment down below and let me know what you think. And be sure to check out this video that YouTube is recommending just for you. Let me know if they nailed it. All right? I'll see you over there. Peace.